Do you love lattes? A wonderful, creamy, frothy coffee drink, hot or cold, but they're so expensive. If you go to your local coffee shop, your local barista, they're usually about $5 for a regular latte. And if you're on keto, which I hope you are on keto here, beautiful. If you're on keto, you can't have sugar. So what can you do except just have a plain latte that doesn't taste like anything except coffee? I am going to show you how to save money, how to make the most delicious latte you've ever had, and even how to make a chai latte that's so easy. And I will save you tens of dollars a month, tens of dollars a day for some of you, I think. So let's get started. Hi, I'm RJ. Welcome back to Keto Over 50. Today I have a real treat for you. Now you might think I'm trying to push the Nespresso, Mixpresso, espresso machine, but here's the thing. If you want to make your own, you can buy pods on Amazon or anywhere for anywhere from 30 to 50 cents a piece. And they're super easy to make. Nothing to be afraid of just because it's a machine. You just drop it in, and some have a little flip top. You just close the top. This one has a bigger handle and you turn it on and it's gonna be ready to go in just a second. Now, you can pour your dairy, non-dairy, your heavy whipping cream. I love nut pods. It's made with almond milk and coconut cream, and I get the unsweetened vanilla. French vanilla? Unsweetened French vanilla. So you can microwave this, heat it up, make your shot of espresso, boom, you're done. But I'm gonna level it up for you as usual. So let's start by pouring a little bit. Go right here so you can see. I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. I love heavy whipping cream. It's so good. And 2 tablespoons of nut pods. And what I love about nut pods is it doesn't take me off of my intermittent fasting. It doesn't count because there's no carbs and no protein in this. It's just 10 calories. Now, like I said, you can put this in the microwave and heat it up. You might even want to add a little water if you want more to drink. If the espresso is too strong or too weak, you can get different flavors of pods. I have just 3 of them here. One makes a double, the gold is really good, the blue is decaf, and it's 5:30 tonight, so I'm gonna make a decaf. Now, if you really wanna get fancy, this is my Nespresso Aerochino. And this is a crazy little thing because it's got a little spinner, a little device that, like a magnet's under it, and it makes it spin. But you know what? This works just as well. A little, one of these frothers. So you don't have to have this. I'm just showing you what a coffee addict I am, okay? So you pour your dairy in there, your cream. I used to love using half and half. So good, but it's got too much sugar in it. You put the lid on it, whoopsie, and you just hit the button and it spins it and froths it and rotates it. Now in the meantime, I'm going to make a shot, a single shot of decaf. Okay, it's loud, but it's loud for like 30 seconds, okay? And it means I don't have to get dressed, get in my car, and drive to the neighborhood barista or even the grocery store to get a latte. I'm gonna make a double. That's it, it's so fast. And this, don't be intimidated by this. Like I said, some of them just have a little flip top and you put the capsule in there. This one ejects it that way and they go down below. And it has a drip spout there. So there are a bunch of machines like this on Amazon. I will link to this one. Actually, they don't make this exact one anymore, but they do. I looked and they do have a Mixpresso machine, and I think it's $82. But think about this, $82. That's like the price of 12 lattes at $5 a piece. Okay, I'm doing math wrong again. 5 into 80. So if you're spending $5 a day in just 16 servings, this will pay for itself. This is one of those things that if mine breaks, I have to run out and buy another one immediately, like that afternoon. This is my first one like this. I've had 3 Nespresso machines, which is why I was willing to give a different brand a try. So I have this, if you can see how beautiful that looks in my cup. Oh, and it smells so good. Even the decaf is so good. Now look at what happened here. Ooh, it's all frothy and foamy. I'm not a barista, but I can certainly pour it fluffy, frothy. Look at that, how beautiful. Oh, God, I love food. And I love a latte. So even just like that, just a beautiful, I know I should stir it, but I want to make it even more special. Let me see. I've wanted that for about 2 hours, but I wanted to film it for you, so here I am. Okay, now, if you can see this, I made a beautiful little placemat for you, so you can see what goes in a Keto Chai Latte. This is such a great treat. If you're on intermittent fasting and you ate lunch at noon or 1 o'clock and dinner's going to be at 6, this is my 4 o'clock go-to. It's so good. So I mixed up a little jar. You don't have to have a jar just like this, but it's my version of cinnamon and sugar. It's allulose and cinnamon. So I'm going to put about 2 short teaspoons in here of the allulose, with a little bit of cinnamon is okay, only because I didn't want to get out my big canister of allulose. So we have that. Now this looks like a lot. I just want to tell you, season to taste, just like if you were making a chicken. But this is what is in a chai, whether it's a chai tea or a chai latte with cream. The first 2, I'm not wild about, but if you don't have them in there, you kind of miss it. So I just measure a little bit in my hand. This is Cayenne. And you know, Cayenne is great for weight loss too. So I put a little bit of Cayenne in there. And you recognize my antique spices. Actually, this says black pepper, cinnamon, clove, ginger. This one says Cayenne. They're all exactly what they're supposed to be. I have about 5 of them that are not. I have dill and garam masala, a few other spices in something totally different. Okay, this is black pepper. That's almost too much for me. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, just a little bit. It's not even enough to use like a 1/4 teaspoon measure. So I just use my hand and go that way, except for the rest of them. Cinnamon, I like a lot of cinnamon, and it's so good for you in so many ways. If you've never looked it up, you should look it up. And then some clove. Oh, it just smells like the holidays, doesn't it? Whether it's the holidays or not, so I put a shake or 2 of clove. Now the ginger, it's gonna look like I'm putting more in, but it's very powdery. So I have to get a workout in here to get just a little bit of ginger in there. I would say that's almost a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. And then this is cardamom. I used to know a bartender who made the best cardamom martini. Oh, God, I'd like one of those right now after my latte. So I'm putting a little sprinkle of cardamom in there. I have a recipe for cardamom cookies that look like Mexican wedding cookies. They're dusted in powdered allulose. I'm going to make those for you soon too. Now you have a choice. You can put in vanilla or chocolate. I'm going to use a little bit of vanilla extract. Ooh, about a 1/2 teaspoon went in. And you can do both. You can do one or you can do the other, but I always like vanilla in everything. This is cacao powder, not to be confused with cocoa powder, but you can use either or. Now in 1 teaspoon, it's 2 carbs and 1 gram of fiber. So it's 1 net carb per full teaspoon. Now that's about a 1/2 teaspoon. Spices have carbs in them. But when you use them this way, it's what I would call negligible. It's just not that important that you have to count it. And I try to keep on fewer than 20 carbs a day. So now I'm going to use my frother because I already used my Aerochino and it's too warm for it to work now. And I'm just going to froth this up. I want to make sure that you can see this. It's so easy, and they sell these on, you know, they're like $6.99 or $7.99. And you just froth that up. Look at that, nice and foamy. And there you have it, a chai latte. Wow. That is so spicy and so good. And this is something that you can play around with yourself if you want more heavy whipping cream, you want nut pods or whatever you're using for your coffee creamer. You can put MCT oil in it. You can put butter in it and have a bulletproof coffee. It would be so good. Now, you might think, RJ, that's a lot of fuss for one little shot of coffee. That's why I made a double, right? You can take a little container like this and just mix it all in together. Put in a little allulose or monk fruit erythritol, whatever you prefer. Maybe a half a teaspoon of cayenne and a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and then a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon, clove, ginger, cardamom. If you have something like vanilla powder, vanilla bean powder, you could put that in there. You wouldn't want to put in the liquid until you're actually making it. And that's it. This, you know, I did the math for you because you know I'm so good at math, right? So this is about $80. And if you divide it by $5 a latte, it's only 16 orders out at a cafe. If you have 2 lattes a day, that would be 8 days. In 1 week, this will pay for itself. Now, I've had this one, I think I said like 2.5 years or so. It's working like a charm. It's got a little reservoir in the back for water, so you don't have to fill it up each time. And when you're done, and then you just toss them. So it's super easy. This is from Mixpresso. And the pods are, I looked them up for you, they're 30 to 50 cents a piece. You can buy 120. You can get a variety pack. You can experiment. You can try if you like them. They usually go by intensity, like 3 to 12 or 3 to 15. 8 to 10 is about as strong as I want. And you can get, you know, sometimes 33 cents a piece for a pod. So I want to help you save money by spending a little money. It's just such a great way to do it. And when you mix it up, you can have it ahead of time. And then you just take a little teaspoon, put that in your cup, and you don't have to go through all this. I don't mind doing it. I just, for as often as I have a chai latte, which is usually in the winter, I'm not a big fan. I like an iced latte, plain latte. I like a plain iced latte in the summer. And I add more water then. I want it a little thinner. But this is such a treat, and it tastes so sweet because of the allulose and the cinnamon and the clove, the cardamom, the ginger. It's so delicious. Even if you make it with coffee, if you have a coffee pot at home, I don't think it's going to be as rich and thick. But experiment, and you know what? Please comment down below and let me know if you tried a chai latte based on this. If you're enjoying the content, please like and feel free to share. And I'd love to hear where you are watching from. And if you love a latte, and have you ever tried a chai latte? They're so good. I've mentioned I watch golfers on YouTube all the time, and George Bryan is always having a chai latte. And every time I see him mention it, I think, oh, I hate being so easily suggestible, but I have to stop what I'm doing, pause it, and come in here and make a latte, because it's just wonderful. I'll see you next time. Stay gorgeous. This is just a great tip for a little snack, a little treat that won't hurt your keto at all. See you next time. Stay beautiful. This is RJ for Keto Over 50.